Welcome back. I hope you are having a fabulous day and are ready to paint with me, or maybe just unwind and watch me paint this cute little snowman that is melting. He's a fun one today that we're gonna do. I will go into my tools, materials, and we'll jump into this. All right, for today, we are using Derwent's Intense palette, the 24 set, and then a round brush, 8. This is Princeton Aqualight. Pencil to draw our trusty water bottle cap, because we're gonna use this for our snowman head. And then a pencil. I'm gonna start tracing this and we'll just dive right in. Okay, once you have that traced, we're gonna draw a line a little way into our circle for our snowman hat. Just a nice long rectangle. Now we've got our hat on here. We'll draw our nose coming out. Give him a nice long carrot nose there. And then get his little pieces of colon for his mouth. Now I'm gonna draw the scarf around him. So kind of angled lines, curved lines, and then we'll put a little, like the tassels coming down on him. And then since he's melting, we're just gonna draw a curved line on both sides. And then we're gonna draw like a puddle around him. So kind of they're kind of almost like an S shape lines. And then we're gonna still draw his arms coming out. And we'll put his buttons on here too as well. And maybe we'll put a few that are like melted coming off as well. So once kind of got that drawn in, I'm going to erase it lightly. But it's still dark enough to where I can see everything to paint. So now I'm gonna come and we're gonna do a really light blue on the left side of our snowman, like he's kind of in shadow. Because snow is technically white, but technically, if you look at snow, you'll notice in shadow, it's always like has a blue tint to it. And then in the sunlight, it has like a warm tint to it, like yellowy from the sun. So we're going to put this on our snowman and then lightly add just some water to your brush and blend this in. Soften it. Same with up here. Okay, that looks pretty good for the blue. Might add a little more on the puddle. Okay, I'm going to come in and actually put now a little bit of yellow on the opposite side. We don't really want these to touch though, because if yellow and blue touch, it's gonna make green. So if you want, you could also dry it first if you feel like uncomfortable about that they might touch, or if you feel fine, grab some yellow, rinse your brush out, dab it, add a lot of water because we want this to be super, super light in value. Just barely yellow. So I'm taking a lot of this off my brush, adding a lot of water, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit, rinse my brush again, dab it, and then blend this in. So it's just the lightest bit of yellow on here, and I'm even gonna probably take some of that off. Just kind of showing that warmth of the sun hitting them on that side. And if you go a little too much, you always can just dab a little off with your paper towel to get it really, really light. Do a little bit down here. And again, just dab some of it off and it stays really, really light. But again, you just get the warmth from the sun hitting the snow. Okay. I'm gonna dry this and then we'll come in and do the hat and the scarf. So for my hat, I'm just gonna mix up a brown, maybe put a little purple into it just so it has some warmth to it, like a magenta, a little blue. And then I forgot to put like a little tiny spot on the hat where like it has, I don't know if it's ribbon or not ribbon, but there's like a spot on the hat. Yeah, I think it's kind of like ribbon almost. that will be a different color. So I'm leaving that empty for that. For my scarf, I'm gonna choose a red scarf. And I like mixing a few reds together just to get a really nice red. And maybe I will do stripes on this. So we'll do one big kind of red spot. And then bring it down. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my brush, grab my orange. I'm gonna add a little yellow into my orange to make it really nice and bright. It's more of like a yellowy orange right now because I'm gonna come back in and I'm gonna do a darker layer with just orange, and once this dries. Oh, and while I have this mixture for the hat, I'm gonna add a little bit of orange into it, and then I can use it for the arms on my snowman. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to dry this, and then I'm gonna come in and do a little bit darker values into the scarf, the nose, and put that strap on the hat and start kind of getting a little more dimension. Okay, so for the strap on his hat, I think I'm just gonna do like a tan. I'm deciding if I should make the spots I left white a color, and I think I am. I think I'm gonna do green. Make them very holiday-y. I think yellow would have been really cute too. Now, one thing I'm gonna do real fast is I'm gonna do a darker red underneath this one. So I'm gonna mix up my red and I'm gonna add just a little bit of green just to kind of add like a shadow under this one so that you can tell that that one is sitting on top. So once I paint that in, I can just rinse my brush and soften that. And now it looks like it has a little bit of a shadow from that one on top. I'm also gonna do just a little bit right here at the seam as well. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do next is add a little bit darker to the carrot nose. So I'm just gonna come in with just my orange now. And I'll do a few little kind of lines on that nose on the top, and then just a little bit underneath for some shadowing. And I'm gonna rinse my brush out and just soften that a little bit. He's looking so good. Okay, last but not least, we gotta do the pieces of coal for his eyes and his buttons. So I'm just gonna grab some of a dark, dark blue, add a little black and a little purple into there so it has some nice dimension to it. Okay. And you know, I think for this, I'm gonna switch to actually my 4 round brush so that it's not, that one's just a little bit too thick for this. Don't start with the eyes because that's like the most crucial spot. Start with something less scary, like the buttons on him, and kind of get some of that paint off your brush as well, and like kind of get used to the thinner strokes, because like we were just doing a lot of thick stuff and then now we're transitioning to smaller strokes. So I always like starting with something a little bit less scary. So I'm gonna save the eyes for last. Okay, that looks good. I'm not gonna touch it. I did leave a little bit of like white on some of these spots, especially the eyes, but some of these I don't know if I want white on them. So I'm gonna fill some of those in. Okay, that looks good. Last but not least, I'm gonna dry this, and then I might just add a little bit of a shadow underneath the scarf and just maybe under the hat slightly. Other than that though, he's looking really good. You could stop here. It's so hard for me to stop. So I'm gonna do probably one more pass of something. Oh, I remembered what we actually do have to do. well, I mean, anything is always optional. You can always add what you want or not add, but this one I think makes it super cute, is adding the grass, the dried grass next to the puddle. So I'm kind of mixing up just like a gross yellow with some red in it so it looks a little brownish, put a little green in it because we want the grass to look dead. So it's more of like a straw type color. Just rinsed out my brush a little bit and just kind of putting a little of this into here. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm gonna rinse my brush, kind of pull it even more so it's not too much. And then do just a few little flicks of grass on this side as well. Put a little behind the snow. I think this really kind of makes it really cute. Adding just a little bit of a darker part underneath the snow melting as kind of like a little bit of a shadow. Oh, that's looking so cute. But right now I'm gonna say I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna untape him. This would be such a cute one to make into a card. Say, I hope you're staying warm, or maybe I melt for you. Get real cheesy on with this one. It's a cute one to do. I hope you enjoyed painting this little melty snowman with me, and I will see you guys next time. If you could always like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know you'd like to paint. That always helps too, to get, you know, ideas going and all that good stuff. So thanks guys.